there, my name is Diana Burgess, and this presentation is over a unique environmental enrichment tool. So the environmental enrichment tool is an aquatic fixture very similar to a pool, but it is modified in the sense that it will come in 3 different sizes and have optional attachments such as those listed over here. 2 very important versatile aspects of this enrichment tool is the weather control package and the absorptive pad. So the weather control package would contain a sensor that would monitor the water level and the temperature, and those will come into play later. Those are very important, 2 very important controls. And then the absorptive pad would basically just help absorb the water from the waterfowl. It would prevent water transfer to the bedding, which could potentially cause health concerns. It is species specific. It could be utilized with any form of large aquatic birds, any form of waterfowl. You could modify it to work for any form of aquatic animal, such as otters. But we're mainly going to focus on it being species specific to domesticated species like ducks. Let's see. So this water fixture incorporates 2 forms of enrichment, both physical and occupational. So for physical, it's important for waterfowl to maintain good plumage condition by water bathing. It's very similar to poultry with dust bathing. Water is also necessary for practical and hygienic reasons in waterfowl, such as ducks. My prototype would be deep enough for head immersion, which is really important for waterfowl to maintain good plumage and also good nostril and eye conditions. And then it also is important for occupational enrichment. For it to be occupational and include swimming, the fixture should be deep enough for swimming, which is why there are 3 different sizes to incorporate both, flock size that you're raising, and also if you're wanting it to be used as an occupational form of enrichment. In my opinion, I believe it should be deep enough for swimming. If you're going to have a water fixture installed, then it should be able to incorporate all these different forms of enrichment. So again, with poultry, with their dust bathing, waterfowl are very similar in that they spend 50% of their day foraging, and dust bathing is a form of that occupational enrichment. So this aquatic tool should be made available to your waterfowl daily during their normal routine. And it is advised to have a separate space for resting, which the absorptive pad would be a neat fixture in the form that it would absorb the water from your waterfowl, which would prevent your wetting from becoming moist, which can, cause health problems. So it is advised to have 2 separate spaces, but so this one would be made available during, their normal daily activities. So I do hope to increase exercise, foraging, grooming, and reduce feather pecking and cannibalism through this enrichment tool. Obviously, you want exercise that builds muscle density, decreases boredom, and especially if you're producing your ducks for meat, then exercise is important. Foraging is also important. It keeps them from boredom. It's a natural behavior, and if they don't showcase that, then you're going to get feather pecking, you're going to get cannibalism, and ducks are pretty notorious for cannibalism, especially the Muscovy ducks. And grooming is just a natural behavior that they should be able to perform, and having a water fixture would really help waterfowl in grooming. Again, with motivation, you definitely want to increase these behaviors of exercise and foraging and grooming. Grooming, really, when they're able to groom, when they're either able to water bathe, You're going to have a decrease in diseases. You're going to have an increase in longevity. So more of your duck are going to reach maturity age without dying. So you're going to have increased production. With your foraging, you're also going to have a decrease in feather pecking, a decrease in cannibalism, which leads to an increase in your productivity. Happy ducks, happy sales. Same with exercise. Build that muscle density, and you're going to have bigger ducks. So for goals and benefits, I definitely want to increase public knowledge about not just poultry but also waterfowl. It is pretty common stereotypical knowledge that ducks and poultry aren't the most intelligent species. A lot of cognitive enrichment and cognitive studies are mainly focused on, primates, and if it is a bird, it's mostly like your parrots, cockatoos, but people don't realize that your poultry and your waterfowl are also very intelligent. So through marketing this aquatic fixture, you would be able to educate both on the public level and the commercial level. And popularity and support of the ecosystem is definitely super important with supportive, provisioning, regulating, and cultural services. Birds are able to provide so much to their ecosystem that the general public and some producers don't even realize. Supporting ducks, for instance, with nutrient cycling and soil formation. When they're going in and out of their pools, they're constantly transferring water. They regulate pests. Some also have mutualistic relationships with cattle. They're also important scavengers, and some bird species are forest promoters. Some seeds can't germinate before they've been passed through a waterfowl's digestive system. And also for cultural appreciation, birds are important symbols in a lot of religions. Not necessarily ducks per se, but eagles, ducks are coveted meat in certain religions. So it's nice. It's just a little bit of a multicultural introduction through a water fixture. And then obviously I want the fixture to be welfare safe for both commercial and residential use. Seems how you're focusing on duck production. Ducks can be used for egg production and meat production. So there are a lot of residential homes that are raising ducks for said use outside of commercial use. So this fixture would be a welfare safe enrichment tool for a variety of customers. However, the potential drawbacks is that it would require professional installation. Obviously, you're going to want someone who's skilled with installing a water fixture. It's very similar to, I don't know, a koi pond, I guess is what you could compare it to. But you'd want someone who's skilled in cement, digging, soil composition, because you definitely want to, test your soil and make sure that this fixture is your environment is going to be okay with installing this fixture. You don't want a lot of soil that's clay based. Again, with weather, if you live, northeastern Missouri, water freezes. Not a whole lot of people are, gunning for meat and egg production during the winter. And those types of productions can be monitored indoors with lighting and other forms of enrichment. But I also wanted to incorporate an aspect of the fixture, an optional aspect of the fixture to promote this. So that sensor is going to, make sure that the water level is maintained for appropriate swimming and grooming, and it's also going to monitor the weather. So we'll have a heating unit, a heating conductor. So if the water drops, too low for safety reasons, because a lot of your ducklings can die from getting too cold before they've formed their waterproof feathers, that will be an aspect that people could purchase if they wanted to. And it also works towards species-specific behaviors such as like discouraging cannibalism, but other like certain breeds like Muscovy ducks, you can't really, it's genetic, so it's hard to breed. It's hard to provide an enrichment tool to prevent cannibalism. But the effectiveness, I would want to do an ethogram that's been constructed using continuous recording and focal sampling, because I want to record both the states and the events in order to, prove that this aquatic feature or fixture is effective in all forms that it's claiming to be. Alrighty, well, that is all I have for you, and if you have any questions or any like concerns or suggestions, that would be really great. This was a pretty fun presentation, and I'd love to get other people's opinions on this. I'm not a waterfowl expert, but it's been nice learning about them.